Hello, Alan and Mitzi again with Adventure Awaits.
Today we're going to do a short episode about hurricane preparedness while traveling in an RV. Most specifically in the Florida Keys, where we have been for the last almost 4 months now. So we're just going to give you a real short idea of what we have learned to do. Again, my disclaimer is this is what works for us. So maybe you'll take a little tidbit away from it and apply it to your travels in this area. You never know when a hurricane is going to pop up. You know, we're in the middle of hurricane season. I believe it runs June 30th to November 30th, but we can just say June to November.
Right. I think
So you never know when there's something brewing in the Caribbean Sea somewhere, and then all of a sudden the next day it's spooling into a hurricane. So you always kind of got to be ready.
Yeah.
Have that in the back of your mind, especially if you stay at any state parks in Florida. Once the weather forecast or watches turn to a warning, where you go from a tropical watch or to a tropical warning, then the state parks shut down and all campers and volunteers have to leave.
And this is at state parks. This is not the whole state. Stay flexible. That's the main thing. Stay flexible.
Do not put a lot of stuff out at your campsite. If you're staying during hurricane season, keep it to a minimum, because when you have to leave, it's just that much more stuff you have to pack up. So in our thoughts and our process is, a rug and a couple chairs is plenty. You know, because that way when you something comes up and you have to leave, you don't spend a lot of time packing up.
And the same thing with inside your camper. We've got ours set up to where most of our loose things have already been secured, so that we don't have to keep getting them out and putting them back up, because that can be a pain when you're having to move a lot. And that's worked for us so far. So another thing, ladies and guys, is don't put a lot of stuff out inside your camper as well. Keep it packed as much as you can when you're in the Keys during this season. Well,
and a good thing too, you know, hurricane season down here is different than tornado season in other parts of the country. You do have a few days warning. You know it's brewing, but when the time comes to leave,
things can get a little crazy.
Yeah, and traffic can pick up a little bit. So just in our minds, kind of always be somewhat prepared. And a couple tidbits I've got to throw in is keep your freshwater tank full for 2 reasons. One, if you have to evacuate, which we have had to do, it's never been a situation where we've needed water, but always keep the freshwater tank full just in case. And second reason is it gives you a little bit more lower center of gravity, because by the time you evacuate, usually the winds are already picking up.
Make sure you've got plenty of food on hand and plenty of water, because you never know. I mean, so far we've been blessed. We've not had to worry about any of that or been in a situation where that's been an issue. But always be prepared, because you never know.
I think that's wise advice. Be prepared, even though we've evacuated 3 times since we've been here. We're always prepared, and then it never turns into a whole lot, but there's that one time. You know, keep your gas tank full, keep your freshwater tank full. Make sure you always have propane. Don't wait till your last bottle is almost empty. You know, keep all those things full.
Mainly, it's just stay flexible and be smart, and don't wait till the last minute.
And come to the Keys and have a good time down here.
Oh my gosh,
beautiful.
It's beautiful here. We've had a great time, and it has been a little bit of a pain having to pack up, but you know what? That's part of being in the Keys this time of year. So it's been worth it.
Yeah, coming in the summer months is definitely very hot, but it's very beautiful.
It's very hot.
You just always have that possibility of hurricane brewing up.
So right now it's November.
Yeah, we're into November, and it's like mid to upper 80s.
But it's cooler. I mean, the humidity's not bad at all, and that's saying a lot for me to be saying that. And
to our friends in Tennessee, if you didn't catch that, it's mid to upper 80s in late November.
We know you're having like 30 degrees at night and stuff now, so.
But anyway, that's all we got for this. So unless you have something else, we'll sign off for this one.
That's it.
Join us again for another episode whenever we get around to it.
And remember, smile while you still have tea.